Moldova suspends TV channels to prevent spread of Russian disinformation on Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Moldova has suspended the broadcast licenses of 6 television channels over disinformation, authorities said. The decision to revoke the licenses was announced by Moldova's Commission for Exceptional Situations, which was established following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. The commission said that Moldova's Audiovisual Council had found a lack of correct information in the coverage of national events, but also of the war in Ukraine. The channels whose licenses were revoked were Primul, RTR Moldova, Accent TV, NTV Moldova, TV6 and Orhei TV. 4 of the 6 suspended channels regularly retransmit programs from Russian channels that were banned by the European Council over continuous and concerted disinformation and war propaganda actions. Some of the channels are owned by people close to fugitive oligarch Ilan Shor, leader of the Shor Party, which in recent months has organized large protests against Moldova's pro-Western government. TV6 called the suspension totally unfounded and an unprecedented attack on freedom of expression, editorial freedom of journalists. In Russia, journalists reporting on the conflict in Ukraine must call the Russia's war against Ukraine a special military operation.
This post received a score of 25,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Moldova's population is 2.5 million lol.
National minorities, but also millions of Russians in a place with only 2.5 million people.
4.06% Rusian BTW. There are more Ukrainians in Moldova than there are Russians.
That's barely over 100,000 if anyone was wondering.
Is that including the Russian-backed separatist state?
I just ran the numbers I was given. But having a look at the wiki, the data excludes Transnistria. Transnistria has a population of 347,251 according to Wiki, 29.1% of which is Russian. So that's another 101,050. So just over 200k total Russians in a population of about 2.8 million with Transnistria included. Or about 7% of total population.
The ban does not affect people in Transnistria. Also, all 6 TV channels had most programs in Romanian, Moldovan. So it has nothing to do with the language, but with biased, pro-war content.
Good info to know. I'm just the numbers guy.
Too late? Wife's father lives there and is fully indoctrinated. He believes the Russian bullshit.
I mean, I'm in Canada and dung weasels here are feeding on Russian bullshit as well. Some action, even late action, is better than nothing.
I know a dude who's Ukrainian, but he reps Russia. I remember he was once engaged to a woman who was actually Russian and she would relentlessly remind him that he wasn't Russian, and that he was Ukrainian. The dude was full on erect for Putin when the invasion happened. Polish dude does not like the invasion, as it sets a precedent for Poland's future as well.
Same thing happens here. Some chud on my street keeps putting Russian flags on his car because someone keeps stealing them during the night. So anyways, I have a stash of Russian flags I've stolen off this guy's car and don't know what to do with them.
Sell them to the chud on your street. Endless source of income.
Lord of Flags.
I believe it's Flaglord. Thank you, but I prefer it my way.
The channels banned were pro-Russia. Not just pro, they are as much Russian as it gets.
I think the term is pro-Russian. But I'm no expert.
This is a problem for all the former Soviet republics and satellite states. The Soviet Union deliberately carried out large-scale resettlement efforts to ensure most of these countries would have a significant Russian-speaking population, helping policy and propaganda efforts to guide them in line with Russian interests even after the dissolution of the USSR.
This was Russian imperial policy long before the Soviet Union. Russian imperialism predates and postdates the Soviet Union.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.